Hey there everybody, it's Tanner here, and I've got something pretty cool to show everyone that just came in the mail yesterday. So, this is, and excuse the poor lighting here, this is the German edition of my new card game that just got published by Cosmos, Inside Job. They sent me a German copy here. The English release won't be until sometime next year, around spring or summer, but they sent me a German copy, and I'm pretty excited about it. I was going to do a full unboxing of the video, or a full unboxing video, rather, but I got a little excited and I opened it up before I had the chance to record it. So the shrink wrap's already off. I already kind of busted the tokens out on the inside and unwrapped the cards, but I can show you everything inside. And yeah. So yeah, as you can see, everything's in German, so unfortunately, if you don't know German, you won't know exactly what's being said here. But there's my name in the upper left, and then the subtitle for the game is an almost cooperative trick-taking game. Yeah, so we got the age recommendation, the player count, the time to play, and yeah, there's also a helper app that you can download that'll teach you how to play. That'll also be available in English when the English release gets made, but yeah, it kind of gives you a little tutorial, everything, and then this is the back of the box that just kind of shows you some of the components. So yeah, let's get inside Job here, and let's take a peek. And sorry for the lighting. I got a strong light directly above me, but this was like the best spot in the house to do this, so bear with me a little bit. So yeah, right here we got the instruction booklet. It kind of gives you a list of the components, a little debrief on kind of the setting of the game. For those that don't know, Inside Job is meant to be a social deduction trick-taking game, and the theme is sort of like we're all secret agents trying to figure out who the double agent is amongst us, or as we call them in the game, the insider. So we're trying to figure out who the insider is. And, oh yeah, that's a pretty bad glare, but you can kind of see past it there. So we got the setup page here, kind of goes into the objectives of the game, where the team players are trying to get the missions completed, and the insider is trying to collect the briefcases by winning tricks. So we're just kind of going into the rules a little bit here. Again, everything's in German, so I can't quite read anything out exactly. But yeah, this kind of goes into the details of how missions work, how you play cards into the trick that you're dealt. Kind of gives you some different rule adjustments here based on how you want to play. Yeah, sort of using your briefcases to make your cards more powerful. All this rules stuff, the different role cards are given that kind of dictate how you play. There's some variant roles that you can kind of spice up your games with, which is pretty nice. Got a good handful of those in the box. Got some recommended setups here for the variant roles that kind of give you some specific feeling games. Some different variants. The two-player variant shown here on the right. We've got sort of more details on the two-player mode there. Tips and tricks. And then they had to go and ruin the whole rulebook because they had to put my picture on the back there. Feel real sorry for him, but there's my image, a little description of me, and yeah, just a little backsplash of some of the character illustrations on the back. So that's basically the rulebook. Again, not legible for people who don't know German, but there you have it. But let's get into the box itself and look at some of the components. So, like I said, this is going to come with a sort of like a flat cardboard sheet where you're going to punch these little tokens out, but these are the briefcase tokens that you collect whenever you win a trick. So those are nice and chunky. I really like how those turned out. They feel, they're not quite like poker chips, but they kind of have the same feel. It like kind of feels good to plunk them down there. So we got a bunch of those. Let's kind of dig those out here. And then we also have the standee for Larry, who is sort of like the invisible third player that you use when you're doing the two-player mode. So whoever has this standee is meant to be whoever's controlling Larry. And let me see if I can do this one-handed. I might need to move my phone up a little bit here, but the idea is you click these two pieces of cardboard together, like that, and then standee stands up like that. Yeah. You just kind of pass that back and forth during the two-player mode. So that's kind of cool. We got some more briefcases in here, and then this is probably the thing most people want to see, is the actual cards themselves. So let's go ahead and get into that. Again, I'm going to do this one-handed, so forgive me if this is a little awkward. Let me get some space here. But the idea with the cards, which is really cool, was that each card has an illustration on it. And as the numbers go up, it's sort of telling a bit of a narrative about these spies kind of trying to get this briefcase passed to the proper people. But as you can see, you know, the evil henchman guy here kind of hits the alarm, finds out there's some funny business going on, and here comes the robot ninjas, as they always seem to appear. But yeah, we have some really, really great illustration work from a German artist named Marek Blaha. Yeah, really, really cool stuff. And as you see, these are all blue, but there's also the other colored suits in here. We've got, these are the pink cards. There, if I look a little lower, we got green hats, yellow cell phones, and pink pens. I was going to mention the pink suit there, but yeah, there's 4 different suits, 1 through 13, so it's pretty similar to a standard playing card deck, but just kind of the unique art and everything there. The art is the same on all the numbers, but just in different colors, so the same story is being told. Let me go ahead and keep going here. Alright, so this big buff guy comes and knocks against the agent with the suitcase, so he's a little stammered, but it looks like there's somebody about to reach out a helping hand here. So they're doing a quick pass of the briefcase. Alright, okay, more robot ninjas coming in, because they're trying to make sure they don't get away with the intel. Alright, here comes an agent on the motorcycle, jumping away, action movie style. All right, driving off. Oh, somebody's hitting a button here. Uh-oh, looks like something's about to go off. All right, the motorcycle exploded. The agent barely gets away with the briefcase. And then the very last shot, we have our agents here still with the briefcase as the ninjas are closing in, but it looks like they might be calling in for backup, so hard to say how the story concludes, but that's sort of the idea that they went with. The publisher and the artist kind of worked together to make that happen, and I love how that turned out. Very, very cool kind of progression from 1 to 13. Really, really enjoyed how they handled that. Yep, and like I said, it's the same art, same story being told on the different suits. Like, so here we have an example. There's the same art, just in a different color. But yeah, very, very cool. Really love how that turned out. Lastly here, let me kind of make some room. We'll show off some of the other cards that are in the box that aren't just the playing cards. I didn't do a quick shot of this, but we have the insert of the box as well, which kind of displays some of the different character art here. Get these cards out of the way so you can kind of see that. Yeah, it just kind of shows off some of the different art on the roll cards that players are going to be passed. Alright, so then we'll just get into the last couple cards here. So these are just the last bunch of the playing cards. Okay, and then we have our mission cards here. So each mission has sort of some specific text that kind of tells you what the team has to do in order to complete that mission with the cards that they play. And then you've got your trump suit listed on there. Each mission has a different trump suit out of the 4, so it's going to kind of change up how powerful each set of cards is for every trick. So makes it for some pretty dynamic games. And yeah, each of these cards is different, gives you a different condition. Got different trumps on them. Yep. And that's how that looks. I got the back sides of the cards, kind of look like these cool envelopes. Oh, I didn't show the backs of the playing cards as well. Do that, so that's what those look like. Very nice, very nice. Let's see if I can dig in here. Okay, almost through the missions, I believe. couple more of those. There we go. Okay, so now we're getting into the role cards here. So these are the different roles that players will be assigned. You got your agent cards. These are kind of like the team players. And then you also got some variant roles in there, which is pretty cool. Not going to go through all of these, but yeah, they kind of give you your instructions on how you're supposed to play. Gives you a basic idea, and they give you the little character art on each, so pretty nifty. There's a blank one in there for people who want to make up their own role. And then very lastly, we have our player setup cards, which are just kind of there as a visual reminder of what you need to get done depending on the number of players in your game, because that kind of scales. A little focused there. It's trying. But basically, yeah, it just kind of gives you the idea of like how many missions need to be done, how many briefcases need to be obtained by the insider to win, the number of cards that each player's dealt, and also the number of cards that'll not get played that are going to be left over at the end. And there's a different one of these for the 4 different player counts. Backside of the roll card as well, I forgot to show that. So, yeah, you never know who's going to be who. So, anyway, I've just thrown components all over the place, but yeah, that's the faux unboxing of Inside Job. Yeah, very excited about the game, very happy with how it turned out. Component quality-wise, Cosmos did a really awesome job with everything. And, yeah, very, very excited about this one. So, keep an eye out for more information soon.